Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Joachim Lucius. I'm a filmmaker based here in Antwerp, Belgium. Today I want to make what I consider to be my final video about the Canon C70 and the red Komodo. There have been numerous videos that have been made about this topic, and the only reason why I'm making this video is I just want to share my last 1 cent that I have on this topic, and I just want to encourage everyone that there is absolutely no reason to be comparing these cameras, sorry. They are two different cameras. They are not in the same price bracket. You know, at the first glance, when you look at the retail price on different websites, be it Adorama, be it B&H, or be it Camera Express that I have here in Europe, they seem to be on the same price bracket, but the truth is that they are not. When you add all the accessories you need to get this red Komodo functioning, you easily find out that you are almost paying ×2 the price of the Canon C70. I own two of these cameras, or rather I own both of these cameras. I'm currently shooting with the Canon C70 and I have the red Komodo somewhere here to my right. And I'll tell you, these cameras are very, very different. They are for different categories of people, and they are also for different functions. So there is what I have to say about this, right? The C70, like the red Komodo, is a fantastic camera. These are both fantastic cameras. They produce fantastic images, both of them. And to be honest with you, from an image standpoint, I do not necessarily think you need to get the red Komodo if that is the only thing you're looking at. If it's just how good would my image look like, although the red Komodo has a bit of an advantage, a bit of an edge, that red magic over the C70, but the C70 is a fantastic camera with a fantastic sensor. I mean, this is the same sensor you find on your C300 Mark III, which is around 12,000, 11,000 euros, at least here in Europe and in Belgium. You know, so this is a very expensive sensor. It is not a cheap sensor. It is not your DSLR sensors. It is really, really good. The dynamic range of C70 is absolutely fantastic. That being said, the red Komodo as well, to come with just having the red branding on its own, having the red color signs, the whole IPP2 thing going on, and just the image it gives to you, it's also fantastic. To be honest with you, sometimes I find it very difficult deciding on what camera to shoot with. What sometimes becomes the deciding factor for me is this going to be a one-man job, a two-man job, a 3, 4, 5, how many team members do I have available? But most importantly, what project am I working on? If I'm working on a commercial, for instance, right, I'm working on a very fast-paced documentary, the C70 goes all the way. If I'm not in a position whereby I have time to set up certain things, I'm in a very, very controlled environment, I do not shoot with the red. But if I have time to shoot, if I have a lot of time, you know, on set, if I have done a lot of pre-production, which I advise you should do, irrespective of whatever camera is you're using. But if I have a lot of time, and if the client is like a high-paying client, I go with the red Komodo. People say the red has its drawback. For instance, the C70 shoots 4K 120 frames, really nice 120 frames per second. The Komodo edges out at 6K, I think 48 frames per second. So we're in Europe, you're shooting 25 frames, you cannot really get 50 frames, you can't get 50 frames. But you can get 6K 2:4 or 2:3 9:1, I think, aspect ratio. You can get that in 50 frames. That is the aspect ratio that gives you the black bar. So what I just discovered that a couple of weeks ago when I was just playing with the camera, trying it and see what it does and doesn't do, you know. So that is actually a very fantastic thing to know. If you're someone that's like me as well, too, that whenever I'm shooting narrative stuff, documentary, and so most of my film projects, I use the black bar. I think it's really, really nice to shoot in that format if you plan to do any sort of slow-mo. Yeah. Why the C70 has a very nice 4K 120 frames. Realistically speaking, I really don't use 120 frames because oftentimes I'm shooting human subjects. So I often use 50 frames at the most. So really, the 120 frames for me is not really a deal breaker for the red Komodo. What I'll say again is that if you're someone that you want to save money, in fact, economically speaking, I think the C70 is the way to go, because when you buy this camera, the only thing you need is a lens. Is a lens you need. The battery is fantastic. The SD card is really, really affordable. You need a V90 or the V60 SD card, depending on what format you want to shoot in, and you are good to go. The monitor is quite good, and understand that the first set of the C70 had this flimsy monitor screens and all that, but the ones I got, I actually have two of them. I sold one, and I really never had any issue with my flip screens. They were really, really good. They are really good. It's very, very intact. There's no play around it. So I think that's something Canon sort of mitigated or looked at. Also heard that in fact Canon was giving free repairs for this problem. So I think the newer releases, the newer batches of this C70 doesn't have that issue. So that's really good to know. You have on the C70 you have really good ND filters as well too. You really never know how good it is to have an ND filter until you move to the Red Komodo. Like having a built-in ND filter is something that I would really wish every camera I obtain moving forward has this. It is it's just so convenient. Because of this reason, on my Red Komodo, I had to get the tilter variable ND filter, which I really do like. There's a bit of green shift to the image, but I just compensate by adjusting my temperature, not my temperature, but my what do you call it? The hue. So I put a little bit of purple. No, I put a little bit of purple to it to counteract the grain, and it's something in post as well too I can fix. I understand that yes, fixing in post is not something we want to hear. I don't like fixing in post as well too. I like to do myself everything on set when I can. So that's the reason why I do this. So my point again is that these cameras, for me, yeah, I believe they work hand in hand. There's a documentary I'm currently editing right now, and I'll put it up when it's available. I shot with C70 and the Red Komodo. And to be honest with you, that was a moment of reflection, that I asked myself, if not for financial or for marketing reasons or for business decisions, I do not really think I would have gotten the Red Komodo. The Red Komodo again slightly edges out the C70 when it comes to the image, but to be honest with you and I can see it because we are filmmakers and because we pixel peeping and we know when the skin doesn't look natural, or we just know all this weird geeky stuff, but to an average consumer or to my family members who don't know anything about filmmaking, when I show them this stuff, to them they're like, this is good and this is good, they're equally good, so they're really good. The image is really good, and for sure at the point I want a third camera, and I'm not really sure if I want a T70 or a Red Komodo or maybe a DS72 Red, maybe like a Red Gemini or something, so I'm sort of conflicted. But one thing I'll say for sure is that as much as there are a lot of comparisons and whatever it is we have going on, I think we as the consumers, we should be very happy, because the tighter the competition between these manufacturers, the better for us, because then we are pushing these manufacturers to step up their game. And for instance, you can see the Red cameras, they are now including autofocus on their systems. Who would have thought autofocus would have come to Red camera? We thought autofocus were only strictly for Sony, Canon, Panasonic sort of in the game as well too, but now Nikon as well, but now we have Red implementing autofocus into their cameras. So this is something that is really good. We are the winners. And guys, I think again, like I said, right, there's really no competition. Like, these are two different cameras for two different people. If you are new into cinematography, or if you're new into cinema cameras, I wouldn't say you should go for the Red Komodo or any other Red. As a matter of fact, I think you should go for the C70. I think it's good. Really good good bang for buck. Is that how you guys put it? Good bang for buck, and I think you really enjoy it. And again, guys, the images these cameras produces are absolutely mind-blowing. I will tell you that for sure. Guys, I just want to tell you guys, stop comparing these things. There is no point. Whichever one you've gone with, it's a nice camera. Just enjoy it. If you want to know the reason why I got my Red Komodo, I made a video about it, but I'll just touch on it a little bit. I got the Red Komodo simply because of the Red name, and simply because the clients that I have over here are all hyped up for Red cameras. They want Red cameras. They don't care about Canon. They don't care about Sony. Well, in my religion, Sony FX9 is sort of a big deal, but if it's not the FX9, they don't care about Canon C300 Mark III or C500. They don't care about those stuffs. If it's not a Sony FX9, they want a Red camera. Majority of them, in fact, want a Red camera, So I got this simply because of, as funny as it sounds, yeah, being a Red camera can charge more, and I do not have to explain to my clients that, listen, the Red or the Canon C70 is as good as a Red Komodo. I don't have to explain that to them. Once they see the name Red, they just know it is good, and for some reasons they are rested assured that the product will come out as they want it, and that's been the case, and I'm really happy about it. So guys, like I said again, coming from someone who owns two cameras, I currently own two of them. I'm shooting the Canon C70 and I have the Red Komodo to my right here. There is no point comparing these cameras. Whichever one you get, you cannot go wrong. If you ask me one last time, as a first-time buyer or as a first-time cinema camera owner, the C70 or the Red Komodo, which should I go for? I'll tell you, listen, my friend, go for the Canon C70. If you've used a cinema camera and you have a solid portfolio and you already have a sort of client base, and you ask me, is the C70 or the Red Komodo? I'll tell you, my friend, depending on what you're doing, but irrespective of that, go for the Red Komodo, because the Red has a name. They've made a name for themselves, and as funny as it sounds, the name Red alone will give you a bit of more money. I can't guarantee you that the Red will ensure you begin to shoot Scarlett Johansson tomorrow, or you shoot Brad Pitt or something. I don't know about that, but all I know for sure is that when I get collaborations with different filmmakers and I tell them I shoot on a Red, or even producers, for instance, they straight up want to go with me than when I tell them I shoot with the Canon C70, So guys, that was it for this video. I just want to state it one more time again. Stop comparing these cameras. There is no competition. There are two different cameras that represent fantastic images. They're for different set of people, and they are not even on the same price category. Do not get it twisted. Do not look at the initial purchase price. When you begin to add your add-ons to the Komodo to make it functional, you begin to realize that it is not cheap. It is not a cheap system, and therefore, as a first-time cinema owner, I do not see any reason why you should go for it. It is more or less for an advanced shooter. Alright guys, so that was it for this video. If you liked what you heard, kindly subscribe to my channel. If you subscribed already, thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. You rock. If you're new, please subscribe to my channel. It encourages me to shoot more and to bring out more videos like this. And that being said, I'll be wishing you a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Keep creating, and most importantly, please do stay safe. Peace out.